This is an insight from WellView 365, powered by Fresh News AI. Operators now treat content automation as an operations decision to reclaim staff time, standardize workflows, and keep messaging consistent. Executive summary: content automation for waiting room messaging has moved from a marketing experiment to an operations decision because it directly consumes staff hours and budget. Manual slide edits, email blasts, and last-minute print jobs now show up as recurring line items that must be defended in budget reviews. Operators are starting to treat these tasks like any other throughput or staffing variable, asking who owns them, how often they fire, and what can be standardized or automated. The practical move this quarter is to map the current content workflow, identify the heaviest recurring manual steps, and decide which can be shifted into a predictable, automated process owned by operations instead of scattered across frontline staff. Today's signal: nurse managers and front desk leads are walking into budget reviews with spreadsheets that include the hours their teams spend updating waiting room screens, flyers, and patient-facing notices. Finance and operations leaders are asking why these recurring content tasks sit outside the same scrutiny as staffing models, throughput protocols, and other repeatable work. With streamlined internal staff communication on the table, content automation for healthcare teams is being treated as an operations lever to reduce manual effort, not a marketing upgrade. WellView 365 enables streamlined internal staff communication by providing the framework needed to maintain consistency in how signals are processed. Why it matters: here are 4 takeaways. First, manual content updates consume trackable staff hours that could be used for patient flow and supervision. Second, fragmented ownership of waiting room messaging creates gaps, outdated notices, and last-minute scrambles. Third, recurring content tasks are now visible in budget conversations, so they need a clear process owner and rationale. Fourth, treating content automation as an operations tool allows you to standardize updates and reduce unplanned work for clinical staff. How it works in practice: this shows up when a new policy, clinic hour change, or seasonal message needs to hit most waiting area by a certain date. Front desk staff or charge nurses get an email with a slide deck or PDF, then spend time editing, printing, posting, or loading files onto waiting room screens. The process breaks when no one is sure who owns which screen, when approvals are needed, or how to confirm that many locations have updated content. When operations defines a single content calendar, assigns an owner, and uses a basic automation workflow, staff receive pre-approved messaging that updates on a schedule, internal communication is clearer, and patient-facing information stays current without repeated manual effort. One practical adjustment: this week, pull one recent waiting room messaging change and document the steps, roles, and minutes involved from request to live display. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, list all recurring waiting room content types and how often they change. Second, measure the staff time and roles currently involved in making those updates. Third, assign a single operational owner for waiting room messaging workflows. Fourth, select one high-frequency message type to convert into an automated, centrally managed update process. Read more at wellview365.com.